Are we good? Good morning and welcome to the brand new Baden Branch Library. I'm Megan Sutherland. I'm the Interim Chief Operating Officer for Public Services at Prince George's County Memorial Library System. I am so pleased today to kick off our grand opening by recognizing many of the notable individuals who are joining us today. I would first like to acknowledge our members of the Board of Library Trustees who are with us this morning. Our board members include Angela Smith, Sylvia Bolivar, Brett Crawford, Robert Fernandez, Tony Smith, and Dr. Arthur E. Wright. Thank you all so much. I would also like to thank our local leaders who have made time to be here with us today. They include Dr. Samney Areola, Prince George's County Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Health, Human Services, and Education, who is here on behalf of County Executive Angela Alsobrooks. The Honorable Sydney Harrison, County Council Vice Chair, who represents District 9. Irene Padilla, State Librarian, Maryland State Library Agency. Our former Chief Operating Officer for Support Services, Michael Gannon. Members of the Prince George's County Public School community. And if we have any other elected officials or dignitaries, I would invite you to stand so that we can recognize you at this time. And without further ado, it is my honor to introduce our brand new Chief Executive Officer of the Prince George's County Memorial Library System, Dr. Mark Winston.
Thank you, Megan. This is really fascinating. I am in day 7 of my, after recently being appointed. So what could be better than a ribbon cutting on day 7? So there are a lot of people who are to be thanked. I just get to say good things to you and take no credit whatsoever for what's happening here. But I am fortunate to have the opportunity to introduce myself to you today. And I'll say just a little bit about the fact that my career has included working in public and university libraries and as a faculty member in universities in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Arizona. And now I'm particularly honored to be a part of a library system that serves such a set of diverse communities, from urban areas like Hyattsville to the rural areas such as right here in Baden, and everything in between. It really is a reminder for us to celebrate the breadth of diversity in our county and all of the unique vistas that make it a wonderful place to be. Last week, I had the opportunity to visit this beautiful new building. It was, in fact, the first library branch location that I visited after starting as CEO. And I have to say, certainly the staff and the community's patience in waiting for this opportunity for a dedicated space. I'd like to commend you for your patience, and we're so glad that the wait is over. Say a little bit about the community. And certainly this area is home to residents with deep ties to the community. And we hope that this newly renovated Baden Branch Library will be a place where new generations will enjoy spending time for years to come. So I hope you notice we have children who are here with us today. So I encourage the photographers to make sure they're highlighted. They're why we're here. I also have to say a bit about the staff. What struck me when I visited the branch was getting to meet the dedicated staff who will be introduced to you momentarily. And if I may quote them, they love this new branch. So I'm glad you have a space, and we're so excited about that. And I can certainly see why. It's a beautiful space. And interestingly, we don't always have the opportunity to take a trip back in time and see where things started. But on this occasion and in this location, The former space is just a matter of a few feet away. So the staff took me on a sort of trip down memory lane, so I was able to see former space in conjunction with new space. And the contrast between the two spaces is stark. So I share the staff's excitement, energy, and anticipation on how they can work with the Baden community. Overall, we're happy to provide books and other materials, programs, as well as resources for connecting to the internet, with additional computers in the space and supporting technology to make that happen for the children and families of Baden. I want to be sure that I extend my appreciation for the support of the county and the Maryland State Library Agency's County Library Capital Grant Program in providing the funding for the Baden Branch Library. Your support was essential in having this library become a reality. Now, I'd like to welcome Dr. Areola, Prince George's County Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Health, Human Services, and Education.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our county executive, Angela Brooks, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone on this special and exciting day for the Baden community as we celebrate the opening of the new branch, Baden Library branch. Thank you to Councilmember Harrison and the Maryland State Library Agency and State Librarian Irene Padilla for celebrating with us today. I also want to acknowledge our new CEO, Dr. Mark Winston. Welcome to the county. Thanking you for joining us on this special day. I also want to say thank you to Michael Gannon, the former Chief Operating Officer for Support Services. It's good to see you again, Michael. The PGCMLS Board and President, Angela Smith, the Baden Library staff, architects, Grimm and Parker, Nadi Construction, the Prince George's County Office of Central Services, and everyone that played a role in getting us to this point. The Brooks administration has long believed in the importance of investing in our libraries and maintaining them because they are so critical to the growth and development of our communities. That's why we committed to funding this project. So many here today and some that could not make it, but maybe watching online, poured a lot into this project as well. You pushed through closed doors, lasted through an extended process, and even maintained through a period where meetings had to be held virtually. You knew the importance of this library, and you kept at it. You all envisioned this goal from day one and saw it through. We all pushed because we know how much our communities need libraries. Libraries hold books, they hold records, detailed research, and little-known facts. And the space they offer is also important. They are environments where our children can come in and learn history, instantly transported into a past time. They present portals to the future, where people can imagine the discoveries that will shape our county generations from now. They are valuable locations for the present as well, spaces where students can study today to become what their imaginations see in the future. They provide meeting places where people of all ages can go to enjoy learning with and from one another. They offer computer access and contain resources that can help residents develop new skills. They are locations where residents can enjoy educational displays and observe local artwork. And they add so much to the surrounding community, reflecting the history of the neighborhood and taking on the characteristics of the residents they are set up to serve. This impact is why the Also Brooks administration has been intentional about supporting and funding the Prince George's County Library System. That's why we are excited to celebrate the Baden Branch as the latest in the series of library openings after we recently opened the Bladensburg and Hyattsville branches. That's why when we share our excitement about the Blue Line Corridor project, we make sure to highlight that the plans include building another new library and cultural center. And that's why we committed to supporting this project. The Baden Library in particular has been serving this community since 1970, providing valuable resources for over 50 years. It was housed within a small space created to serve a close-knit community. The Baden Elementary School was a wonderful host for many years, and we thank them for being there when we needed them. But the branch slowly outgrew its space and needed more room in order to fully serve its purpose. The process began to find a suitable space. The hard work of advocates like Dottie Creslius, is Dottie here? Okay. All right. And friends of Baden Library kept the effort alive. The county made a commitment to support the plan, and I also want to acknowledge our county library capital grant program for helping fund the project. And Grimm and Parker used their imagination and expertise to turn this building into one that is uniquely designed to hold one of this community's most priceless spaces. Today, we can see the rewards of that commitment in a library that's nearly 2 times the size of the old one. It has more books. It has more meeting space. It now has restrooms and areas dedicated to various age groups. It has computer space and new windows and an open space design. It's in a building that doesn't stand out apart from the neighborhood, but embraces the characteristics of the community it has always served. And it's in the same neighborhood as before, so residents who are used to traveling to this area to access their library will still be in familiar surroundings. Since our libraries are here to serve our residents, we believe it is critical that our libraries are open and welcoming to everyone. More than ever before, knowledge is power. And it's important to make sure that all our residents have access to the potential contained within these walls. And we are grateful to the PGCMLS team for being intentional about making our libraries welcoming spaces for all Prince Georgians. They offer programs, services, and outreach activities that serve children, seniors, families, veterans, job seekers, young professionals, anyone in our community who needs to enter. But if our residents don't feel welcome, or if the space is hidden and hard to find, it's the same as if the library were not here. So thank you for being very valuable ambassadors for our library system. And thank you, yes, that's okay. And thank you again for supporting this project. I know the Baden community will enjoy this place for many years to come. That's the message from our county executive. And also, I will be reading and presenting the proclamation that she prepared for this occasion. So I'm going to assume that the CEO and is the board chair also here? Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read and then I'll present to you. Okay. All right. The proclamation, it's the text is a little bit tiny, so I'm going to read from the bigger one. Whereas the office of the county executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, congratulates the Prince George's County Memorial Library System, PGCMLS, Dr. Mark Winston, CEO, the PGCMLS Board of Library Trustees, PGCMLS staff, the Prince George's County Office of Central Services, Grimm and Parker Associates, architects, and the community as you gather to celebrate the grand opening of the new contemporary and vibrant Baden Branch Library. And whereas the original Baden Branch Library was dedicated on July 6, 1970, and was the first library facility southeast of Clinton. The former library was housed in the nearby Baden Elementary School. The new library has moved next door to the former Baden Health Center. And whereas the new Baden Library branch, located at 13601 Baden-Westwood Road in Brandywine, is a 4,864 square foot, is almost double in size compared to the original library. The new library will offer expanded computer access, printers, scanners, and drive-up Wi-Fi to meet the expected use and demand of the community. And whereas the new Baden Library branch now features a meeting room, cafe with vending machines, additional seating with electrical outlets, and a comfort room for parents. It also has updated decor inspired by Friends of Baden Library's outdoor garden, which highlights a new children's area that includes treehouse reading nooks throughout the space. And whereas the new Baden Branch Library will serve as an essential gathering space for Prince George's County residents of all ages to advance literacy and learning, creativity, personal achievement, healthy living, and inclusion through programs and library services. It will celebrate the diversity of the local community through programs, online resources, and various other services and resources. And whereas we are Prince George's proud of PGCMLS and the work they do to serve all Prince Georgians through this new Baden Branch Library and multiple library branches across the county. Now, therefore, I, Angela Alsobrooks, County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, do hereby proclaim the 6th day of February 2024 as Baden Branch Library Day in Prince George's County. In honor of the ribbon cutting ceremony of the new Baden Branch Library, further, I encourage the residents of Prince George's County to visit the new Baden Branch Library as well as other library branches across our great county. Thank you. Ooh. Okay. Who's going to receive this? Okay, I'll come up.
Big smile. 1, 2, 3. Big smile. And right here. Here.
Right here, please.
It's a great day in Baden, in the community of Baden. And first and foremost, I want to take the opportunity to thank the Baden community for never giving up, to continuing to fight to make sure that your elected leaders understood the importance of creating an opportunity that will move generations forward right here in our county, right here in the community of Baden, to make sure that we make the appropriate investment in making sure that we're able to move into the 21st century of the state-of-the-art library system right here in Baden, Maryland. And so for that, I just wanted to take an opportunity to thank the community for never giving up, for advocating. This opportunity that we stand right in this building today gives us the opportunity to educate, to engage, and to empower our youth. As you all know, we have the evolution of social media, and everyone's downloading apps. We have a lot of screen time that our children are utilizing. But now more than ever, this creates the opportunity for our children to come to a place where they can read, write, learn, and grow. And for that, I want to agree with one of the prior speakers that's representing the county executive's office that knowledge is power and education is the great equalizer. And so there's a couple of people that I would like to thank this morning as well. One is the late president of the Maryland Senate, Thomas V. Mike Miller, Jr. My first day, I'll never forget it, in office, I got a call from the president of the Maryland Senate, and he said, Sidney, we got to make sure that we do everything in our power, along with the county executive, to make sure that there's funding available for the new Baden Library. And I've seen the work of the county executive over the last 5 years, how her administration has made major investments into creating the equity and quality and access that we need to see here in this county with the expansion and renovation of our library systems. And so we owe a great deal of gratitude to County Executive Angela Alsobrooks as well. I'd also like to thank, we have a couple of members that I see from the at-large council members' offices. Councilmember Mel Franklin's office is here. Councilmember Franklin was the District 9 representative for 8 years. He's been a staunch supporter of the library systems, and so we thank him for his advocacy as well. We also would like to thank, we have Council Member at Large and Chair Emeritus Calvin Hawkins. I see his office is here as well. The reason why I'm naming these individuals, when it came to budget time, along with myself, we fought tooth and nail to make sure that there was an investment being made here in the community of Baden. As you know, that Prince George's County covers 499 square miles, but we saw it fit to make sure that Baden was not left behind. We worked with our leadership of our library systems, president of the Maryland Senate, and we made sure, and the county executive, to make sure that that funding is here. I'm excited. I'm going to be honest. I know that how many of you all grew up where we were in the library, they were shh, right? But what this library shows us is the essence of who we are, the embodiment of who we are as a community. And we all have heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child. And it's so true, but institutions like the library system play such a pivotal part in creating the foundation to support our children, where their dreams are realized. And so I want to thank you all for creating this opportunity right here in the community of Baden. And as I close, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to everyone that has shown up here, because if we don't continue to come together as a community and communicate and have cooperation and cohesiveness, things like this today don't happen. And so communication is the key on how we move forward to make sure that our children have the best future possible. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Irene Padilla, the Maryland State Librarian, and it's really my pleasure to be here today to commemorate the grand reopening of the Baden branch of the Prince George's County Memorial Library System. Libraries, as you know, are an integral part of the community in Prince George's County. That's what we've heard already this morning, and we all believe that, I know. They provide patrons with access to computers, Wi-Fi, internet hotspots, and other digital resources. opportunities to develop valuable skills like literacy and resume writing at any age, and access to services and reference librarians who can answer questions. It's very important that we have our knowledgeable staff at our ready. In short, libraries are community resource centers and gathering places that play an invaluable role in the health and well-being of people everywhere. To maintain and modernize public library facilities, Maryland has provided mandated state funding for public library capital needs since 2008. Fiscal 2025 will be the 17th year that state assistance will be available to public libraries in Maryland. Program priorities include geographic diversity and stimulating local support for library facilities development. Perfect match right here. Since the inception of the program, $82,325,000 have been authorized from the state. And this has leveraged more than $370 million in local matching funds, or nearly 4.5 times the amount of the state's investment. The County Library Capital Program helps to improve our infrastructure, provide better library service to our communities, and create jobs. Looking around at this beautiful Baden Branch, I can't help but marvel at how far this facility has come. This project provided much needed public space, including a meeting room, a staff office, mechanical room, and it has been mentioned before, the restrooms, very important. Crews also replaced the windows, doors, roof, and HVAC system, among many other improvements. The Maryland State Library is proud to have provided a total of $2,068,000 for design, construction, and furnishings for this project. This support helped the county deliver a wonderful new project for its residents, and we're so glad that we could be part of this. That being said, the state's capital needs continue to grow. Across the state, 54 existing facilities require general renovation at an estimated cost of almost $107 million. In addition, 18 buildings have been identified for replacement with a new structure at an estimated cost of approximately $438 million. So we have a need for this program, and we will continue. And we still have our work to do. Yet the Baden Branch serves as an example of the many great things we can accomplish when we work together. And that's a theme that we've heard this morning, working together. Congratulations again to everyone who made this project possible. And thank you to all the dedicated librarians and staff who keep this place running smoothly. We really do appreciate you. We know that when we leave today, you're going to be in charge and you're going to be talking to the public on a daily basis, and you are their librarians. We couldn't do this without you, so thank you again.
Ready. Hey, good morning. My name is Angela Smith, and I am privileged to serve as chair of the Board of Library Trustees for PGCMLS. Thank you all so much for joining us today. And thank you to my fellow board members. It's always a pleasure to see you in person, and how fortunate are we to have so many beautiful branch openings happen during our terms of service. First Hyattsville, then Bladensburg, and now today in Baden. My thanks also to all the staff who made today possible. It's always a pleasure to see and celebrate milestones like this with you all. And for Dr. Winston, I can't think of a better way to start your second week at PGCMLS. So welcome, and it's wonderful to see you here as well. This complex that houses Baden Elementary School and the Community Center, as well as this library, is a physical representation of how close-knit the Baden community is. In fact, up until now, the Baden Branch Library wasn't just next to the school, it was part of the school. And as this area has grown and developed with vineyards, horse farms, and other businesses, so too has this community expanded, needing more space for story times, summer programs, and family events. I'd like to pause and take a moment to thank Baden Elementary School for their partnership, kindness, and generosity in letting our library use their auditorium for those larger programs that we just couldn't accommodate. We are truly grateful. Thank you. Now, one person who's been mentioned several times, but one person in particular has been a steadfast leader in speaking on behalf of our new space, and that is Dottie Creselius. Dottie is president of the Friends of the Baden Library and a member of the PGCMLS Foundation Board. The previous Baden branch opened in July of 1970, and by the time the community was celebrating its 40th anniversary, residents, including Dottie, were ready for new options. At this point, a health clinic had recently vacated the complex for a new location in the greater Brandywine area, leaving a space larger than what the library had available at the time. With the support of residents, community groups, and others, Dottie led the effort to advocate for moving the library into that space. And at a virtual community meeting in 2020, Dottie shared that effort gained the support of local leaders, including longtime Maryland Senate President Mike Miller and G.S. Proctor and Associates business owner Steve Proctor. The Baden Branch was a grassroots effort, roughly a decade and a half in the making, led by people with deep roots in the community. In that same meeting, former Chief Operating Officer for Support Services, Michael Gannon, hi Michael, good to see you here today, recalled talking to Dottie about getting more space for the Baden Branch Library back in 2008 and referred to her as the driving force behind this. So at this time, I'd like to invite Dottie to come forward and publicly recognize her for all her years. I'm going to wait until you come up here. I'd like to publicly recognize you for all your years pushing to make this newly renovated and expanded Baden Branch Library a reality, for your years of service on the PGCMLS Foundation Board, for supporting the work of our libraries nationwide, and for truly being the driving force behind all of this. Thank you so much. So on behalf of PGCMLS, the Foundation Board, and our community, I'd like to present you with this plaque. Thank you.
I accept this. I accept this on behalf of the Friends of the Baden Library, from all the cookie baking, digging, everything that is contributed to today. Thank you. They work hard.
Where do you want us? In front of the podium? Thank you so much. Thank you. And now I'll invite Megan Sutherland back to the podium.
I am so delighted that this space is now available to the Baden community. As we've heard this morning, with an area that is double the size of the previous Baden Branch Library next door, customers of all ages will enjoy the Discovery Garden theme, which was inspired by the Friends of the Baden Library's outdoor memorial garden. I would invite you to explore the space to notice all the decorative nods to different plants and trees throughout the space, such as the treehouse reading nooks behind us, and our column right here that is designed to look like an apple tree. The Baden Branch Library, as you've heard, has many brand new features, including a comfort room for parents to nurse or take a break with their children, soft seating for customers with easy access to electrical outlets to charge their personal devices, as well as a cafe area to eat, and the ever popularly mentioned public restrooms. We recognize the need for the families in the Baden community to have ready access to the technology and internet that is so required in today's world. The branch comes equipped with 10 public computers, a printer, scanner, digital signage, and drive-up Wi-Fi. The new space will hold a collection of up to 6,000 items, including many more materials for adults. We are very excited to provide a new rentable meeting room space for programs, meetings, and community events. With this space, as you see with the garage doors, we have the option to expand into the children's area, and we look forward to hosting many programs. Just in the first month, plans are in place for story times, an author visit and talk with Shelby Watson Hampton, family game night, and a Lego program. And don't miss out on this afternoon's visit with the alpacas. They will not be in the meeting room, but instead outdoors. I would also like to take a moment to recognize our small but mighty Baden Branch Library staff, Daniel Kea Wilson, Rain Johnson, Priscilla Berkeley, and India Pritchard. They are led They are supervised by Tiffany Dickerson, Public Services Specialist too, and led by Mulaney Townsend Diggs, our South Area Director. The staff are truly what make the space. Otherwise, it's just a building, it's books, it's computers. But as you've heard, the staff are really what are the heart of the library and what continue to bring our community back day after day. We would really also like to send our appreciation to Grimm and Parker Architects for designing the space, as well as to Nardi Construction for getting everything built and the beautiful work. Let's clap for Nardi too. And the beautiful work that you have made to make this space possible. Both companies have worked with us on multiple library construction projects. And trust me, I hear that we are always very impressed and pleased with your work. And of course, we must acknowledge the work of Michael Gannon, our recently retired Chief Operating Officer for Support Services. This was truly Michael's vision of the space, and he worked hand in hand with Grimm and Parker and Nardi Construction and the rest of his team to make this possible. Michael's been a part of this process every step of the way, and we couldn't have done it without him. We would like to thank Baden Elementary School for letting us share their space with them for more than 50 years. They are truly been good neighbors to us. And finally, we'd like to thank St. Paul's Episcopal Church of Baden for allowing us to use their parking lot for this event. And if this has inspired you, I would draw your attention to our donor tree. The funds that are raised from the leaves on the trees are used to advance the work of our foundation. Each leaf can be dedicated to a loved one or in recognition of your gift. And I'd invite you to go to our website or grab some literature today if you'd like more information. And without further ado, I would like to invite our library and elected leaders outside, as well as all of our guests, for our ribbon cutting ceremony. After that, please join us back inside for refreshments.
You could look towards the center. Okay. I think we're good to go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Good to cut.
It's our fault.